This is the 5th video in a series on the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, which offers insightful lessons and historical examples of obtaining, wielding, and guarding against power. In a world filled with chaos, we all yearn for control, and we gain that control through the obtainment and use of power. While it is possible to use these laws for our own selfish and malicious benefit, there is also the possibility to use these lessons to guard against malicious power players and pursue benevolent goals of our own choosing. Throughout this series, I will describe each law of power while providing examples from popular film and television shows. Some of these depictions will have historical relevance, although fictionalized. However, all storytelling are mere reflections of our real world, and these depictions are not meant to be taken 100% factually accurate, but as examples for you to learn how to use the laws of power. Law 5. So much depends on your reputation. Guard it with your life. Judgment. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you are vulnerable, and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their own reputations. Then stand aside and let public opinion hang them. Robert Greene. Part 1. Observation of the law. The 1941 film directed by Orson Welles, Citizen Kane, recounts the rise and fall of a newspaper magnate, Charles Foster Kane, played by Welles himself. Kane, the sole inheritor of a family's massive gold mining estate worth more than $60 million, is entrusted to Kane's guardian, a banker named Walter Parks Thatcher, until the young Mr. Kane is of age to make his own decisions with the estate. Kane despises Thatcher.
If I hadn't been very rich, I might have been a really great man.
Don't you think you are?
I think I did pretty well under the circumstances.
What would you like to have been?
Everything you hate.
Once he is given his family's assets, he narrows his focus on a small newspaper.
Thatcher.
It's from Mr. Kane. Go on.
Sorry, but I'm not interested in gold mines, oil wells, shipping, or real estate.
Not interested. Naughty. One item on your list intrigues me, the New York Inquirer. A little newspaper I understand we acquired in a foreclosure proceeding. Please don't sell it. I'm coming back to America to take charge. I think it would be fun to run a newspaper.
Using his controlling interest in the paper to write articles that paint Thatcher in a bad light, Kane tarnishes Thatcher's reputation for business acumen and deal-making. Doing this, Kane successfully paints the narrative that all of Thatcher's previous success were derived from his access to the Kane family fortune, and that all of Kane's newfound success was in spite of Thatcher's mentorship. Kane uses Thatcher's downfall as his own ladder, climbing over his former mentor to his seat himself on top of the American business and political world.
So happy to learn that our circulation this morning was the greatest in New York, 684,000.
While his former mentor's reputation is being tarnished, he is also creating a name for himself as an honest man and trusted source of news for all Americans.
I'll provide the people of this city with a daily paper that will tell all the news honestly. I will also provide
That's the second sentence you've started with I.
People are going to know who's responsible.
He uses his wealth to buy further influence, all in the aim of promoting himself. While successfully pushing the nation into war by printing propaganda, he is given access to the American elite.
Cuba signed Wheeler. Any answer?
Yes, dear Wheeler, you provide the prose poems. I'll provide the war.
Which culminates in his marriage to the niece of the current American president. Part 2. Transgressions of the law. Continuing with our example from Citizen Kane, Kane continues to use his popularity, wealth, and influence to launch a campaign for the governor of New York.
My first official act as governor of this state will be to appoint a special district attorney to arrange for the indictment, prosecution, and conviction of Boss Jim W. Geddes.
This gambit made him many enemies, all of whom could not possibly stand against his massive wealth and influence in the media. Their only option was to attack his reputation. Conspiring with his estranged wife, his political opponent for governor helped publicize Kane's ongoing affair with an amateur singer. The ensuing political scandal was picked up by all of Kane's competing newspapers.
Less than 1 week before election. Defeat. Shameful. Ignominious. Defeat that set back for 20 years the cause of reform in the U.S. Forever canceled political chances for Charles Foster Kane.
Following this debacle, Kane tries desperately to win the public back in his favor. He forces his lover into a marriage as a public display of legitimacy. He also props up her career as an opera singer with a full opera showcase, hoping the public would fall in love with her talents, and this would explain away his own infatuation with her. Her talent is limited, however, and her career only leads to further embarrassment for Kane. No longer able to wield power in the public sector, Kane retreats into a private life, surrounded by his massive estate and wealth.
Like the pharaohs, Xanadu's landlord leaves many stones to mark his grave. Since the pyramids, Xanadu is the costliest monument a man has built to himself.
Part 3. Keys to Power. Be alert to covert attacks, and thwart them ruthlessly.
Isn't that Jacqueline Paulet from French Runway? Oh my god, Miranda hates her. She was supposed to arrive after Miranda left.
Miranda. Fabulous.
In the 2006 film The Devil Wears Prada, Meryl Streep portrays Miranda Priestley, the demanding fashion designer and editor of the fictional Fashion Runway magazine.
What the hell is this?
It's a mock of what American Runway will look like when Jacqueline Paulet is the new editor-in-chief.
Late in the film, she becomes aware that she is in danger of being usurped by a French fashion editor. Making some backroom deals, Miranda positions herself to announce that her would-be usurper was hired by a competing magazine, a position that was promised to one of her own employees.
And it's my great happiness today to announce to you all that that person is my friend and longtime esteemed colleague, Jacqueline Paulet.
Miranda may have disappointed a close ally, but through this maneuvering, she remains untarnished in her seat of power at the top of the fashion industry. Build up from a poor reputation. In the 2017 musical film The Greatest Showman, Hugh Jackman portrays real-life circus promoter P.T. Barnum, who had grown an immense reputation for theatrical lowbrow entertainment. Wanting to improve his popularity, he leverages his success to buy legitimacy for his art.
I want to go after the carriage trade, present legitimate acts, expand our appeal, go after the snobs.
Just run off and join the circus?
Why not? Sounds thrilling, doesn't it?
Let's just say that I find it much more comfortable admiring your show from afar.
Comfort, the enemy of progress.
Do you understand that just associating with you could cost me my inheritance?
Oh, it could cost you more than that.
First, by convincing a successful playwright, Philip Carlyle, to bring an air of civility to his performances. Philip accomplishes this by arranging for Mr. Barnum and his sideshow act to meet with the Queen of England.
May I present Mr. Barnum?
The honor is mine, Mr. Barnum.
Barnum continues his rebranding by recruiting sophisticated Swedish singer Jenny Lind to tour with the circus.
And have you heard me sing?
Absolutely.
No, I haven't. But like mine, your reputation precedes you, and trust your reputation more than my own taste, so...
Why me?
People come to my show for the pleasure of being hoodwinked. Just once I'd love to give them something real.
Strike fear in your enemies, then move on. In the 1987 Rob Reiner fantasy film, The Princess Bride,
Wesley didn't reach his destination. His ship was attacked by the dread pirate Roberts, who never left captives alive.
Wesley, played by Carrie Elwes, explains to the Princess Buttercup how he not only survived a pirate attack, but also became the famed Dread Pirate Roberts.
But how's that possible, since he's been marauding 20 years and you only left me 5 years ago?
Finally, Roberts decided something. Said, all right, Wesley, never had a valet, contrived it tonight. I'll most likely kill you in the morning. 3 years, he said that. But Roberts had grown so rich, he wanted to retire. So he took me to his cabin, told me his secret. I am not the Dread Pirate Roberts, he said. My name is Ryan.
Explaining that the name was merely a title passed from one pirate to another.
The real Roberts has been retired 15 years and living like a king in Patagonia. Thank you. Then he explained that the name was the important thing for inspiring the necessary fear.
The name strikes fear in all their enemies and allowed for easy victories, but each pirate knew the name could only last as long as they were successful. By passing it on, it allowed them to retire peacefully.
I'm the Dread Pirate Roberts. Thanks no survivor. All you worst nightmares are about to come true.
Part 4. The Reversal. Even a clean reputation can be a liability if properly leveraged by your enemy. In the final season of the TV series Better Call Saul, that followed the exploits of the criminal schlocky lawyer Saul Goodman, Saul having been caught for his crimes.
Federal conspiracy to manufacture and distribute a controlled substance.
On this scale, life sentence, stat max.
Money laundering.
8 counts, 20 years each, 160 years, stat max.
Tries to force the district attorney's office to enter into a plea deal with him rather than risk facing him in court.
The loss that you've suffered, it's unspeakable. I met your husband a few times. He was a man who stood by his word and was very good at his job. He was a straight shooter.
The DA is confident Saul can't win at trial until he shows them that he still has the ability to manipulate a jury.
Mrs. Schrader, you are looking at a man who has lost everything. My profession, my family, my freedom. I have nobody.
And you think jurors are gonna buy that?
One. All I need is one. Oakley tells me that you've never lost a case. Is that so?
He then uses the DA's reputation of never losing a case against them. The DA, not wanting to ruin their perfect record, reluctantly agrees to a plea deal.
Now known to the government, the anticipated offense level is 35, which, when combined with the anticipated criminal history category of 1, results in an anticipated advisory sentencing guidelines range of 85 to 90 months imprisonment, in addition to...
This has been a production of Minimum Effort Media. There are new video essays here on the first Friday of every month. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you care to. If you would like to own a copy of the 48 Laws of Power, please do so using the link in the description below, which will help benefit the channel. Also, I will be giving away a copy of the book with each video on the series I release. All you have to do is enter, is be a subscriber with notifications turned on, like the video, and leave a comment down below. I select the comments at random every month. The winners of the previous video were selected at random by me and are on screen right now. Please reach out to me at The Lazy Stoic across all social media so I can get your contact info. Thank you for watching.